Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Sorry for my absence on the channel, but between work, family and everything sometimes I just need a break. But no worries, I'm back again. In today's video I wanna tell you guys the most embarrassing, awkward situations I found myself in since I moved to Belgium. Just to make you laugh a bit, because in this life it's very important to laugh. Let's start from the first one. Some of you maybe already know about this. Anyway, I already talked about it on my blog, ghiurasadventures.com. The first episode I'm gonna tell you about happened 4 years ago or something like that. I was on my way to get my identity card, my Belgian identity card. I was 9 months or something like that waiting for that day to happen. I was on my way. My home was just a few minutes away from this office where I had to go and pick up my identity card. I decided to go by bike, so I went outside basically 5 minutes before the appointment. And I had a bike accident, guys. Never happened to me something like that, and thank God didn't happen anymore. That day I learned an important lesson. While you ride your bike on the cycle path, you should keep your ride exactly the same as when you drive. Something that I really ignored because in my country, in Italy, when you ride a bike, you have to pay attention to the cars that they don't kill you or something. So basically you have to pay attention to stay safe. Here is like the opposite. Here when you ride a bike you have the priority. Basically everywhere is really more safe than Italy, but you have to respect some rules. You cannot just go wherever you want, okay, as I used to do in Italy, because no rules whatsoever about it. So I was going in this direction and there was a guy coming from the opposite direction. A young boy, I would say not more than 16. He was coming towards my direction. I was on the left side, on the wrong part of the cycle path. This guy had to avoid me, so he turned a bit to the right side, my right I mean, and so we were kind of like this, but our handlebar hit into each other and the thing didn't go well. As soon as it happened I stopped. The guy disappeared from my view and I heard such a noise behind me that I thought, oh my god, this time something really nasty just happened. I turned my face to see what was going on, expecting the worst, and this young boy was bleeding on his face. Was like awful. A tire from his bike was completely broken. By the way, an expensive bike, not like mine that I just paid 50 euros, second-hand bike just to ride around the city. Well, this guy started to shout at me like crazy. I think the worst words ever I heard in my whole life. He was talking in Dutch, of course, but I'm sure it was pretty nasty what he was yelling to me. Anyway, as soon as he understood that I was a foreigner, he started to shout at me in English. You are fat! You are fat! Two women came to talk with us, told us that we had to take out our identity cards, and I still had the Italian one only with me, because I was going to take my Belgian documents. As soon as I took out my identity card, this boy saw that I was a foreigner without documents yet, and he started to say to me, you are really fat now, you are really fat, you are a beauty. I was like, okay, one moment, I'm going to pick up my Belgian document, I'm not abusive. Wait a second, wait. I was feeling extremely guilty toward this little boy because basically he hurted himself quite a lot. Because of my ignorance, you didn't keep your line on the cycle path. I gave him 100 euros. The guy was immediately very happy and he was kind of my friend after I put this money in his hands. In the end I made his day, you know, he didn't have to go to work and he gained 100 euros. Okay, he had to fix his bike. Details, but Daddy can think about that. Number 2! When I was living alone, I was living in a studio on the 3rd floor. So I used to take the elevator quite often, basically every day. How not to stay closed inside the elevator? The day after Christmas, I still remember. I was home from work that day and I wanted to go outside, go for a walk in the city, and the elevator stopped in between 2 floors with me inside. Thank God I had battery on my phone to call the number on the wall inside the elevator, and thank God it was not Christmas but was the day after, because otherwise I would probably be still waiting there for somebody to take me outside. So on the first moment I was like sweating and fainting. I was fighting against myself not to faint inside the elevator. We called the number, somebody was going to come as soon as possible, but of course I had no idea if this as soon as possible was going to be 15 minutes. I had my doubt about it, or 2 hours, I had really no clue. So I only had to wait there in my half square meter. I took off my jacket because it was kind of warm. I had to focus on myself, to meditate a lot. We're gonna survive. Everything is gonna be okay. Really nasty shit. And eventually, yeah, somebody came to move this elevator. Somebody came to save me. This elevator moved a little bit and I saw like a space this big where I could jump outside, and so I did. There was a person out there who gave me like his hand and I just grabbed him.
Save me from this shit!
So I grabbed this person and I just jumped outside that fucking crap. After this I didn't take the elevator for a few months. Number 3! In my studio I had no Wi-Fi, how you pronounce it, I don't know. I wanted to change my subscription. I got another phone number. I don't know if you know about this WhatsApp, you know. If you don't go in the settings and you change phone number, WhatsApp is gonna stay connected to the previous phone number of the SIM card that you are not using anymore. I didn't really realize it. One day I received some weird message on WhatsApp from people from Brussels, I believe, French-speaking people, asking me if I was available for a walk. I didn't care much about this message, I just ignored it. After a couple of weeks, another message like this. After a few days, another message like this from strangers, men asking me to go for a walk. There was something that was not so clear to me, till one day that I received a message like this from an Italian guy. I don't know if this person texted me in Italian or what. I just found out that he was Italian and so I exploded. I'm not a fucking whore, okay? I was so angry. This person immediately apologized for the inconvenience. He told me where he got my phone number. It was a website. I was curious. I went to check this website. There was actually a prostitute who got my who got my previous phone number. They thought to text this bitch. And she was doing any kind of possible thing ever you can imagine, like golden shower and stuff like that. I'm not really into this kind of things. When I found out finally what was going on, I immediately went on WhatsApp settings. I updated my phone number, so I was no longer connected to my previous phone number, which was the number from the whore. Weird fact number 3. Quel cazzo ho detto? 4, non mi ricordo. Number 4. This is a bit splatter, I warn you guys. For who don't know, I have a young daughter. She's now 1 year and a half. A couple of months after giving birth, I had an ingrowing nail on my big toe. It's kind of normal, should not be like that, but it can really happen that you neglect a bit yourself when you became mother, and that was the case. That was really my last problem, this ingrowing nail, I mean. But the problem didn't solve by itself. Actually, it became worse and worse and worse. After 4 months, I went finally to the doctor. I planned my surgery. Finally, I was going to have a normal big toe again. In the beginning of the summer, I finally had my surgery. It was like 8 o'clock in the morning, something like that. The day before, I had a fight with my boyfriend, and I didn't even remind him that I had this surgery in the morning. I just said, I can make it, I don't need anybody else. So I went outside in the morning with my daughter, a few months old. We went to the hospital, which is 10 minutes walking from my home. I suggest you, if you have to do something like that, even a little operation, don't bring your kids with you. Really do yourself a favor, leave your kids with somebody else. Because it was really not nice to have somebody opening my foot and being there with rocking the boogie with my impatient little daughter inside. It's not an experience that you miss in your life, believe me. On my way to the hospital, I thought I'm quite sure that I'm not gonna be able to walk normally, but anyway, my home is not far from the hospital, so I'm sure I will make it somehow. I will walk a bit like, not very well, but 10 minutes by foot I still gonna make it. Of course, believe it. After the surgery was done, the doctor told me,
you're not gonna put this foot on the ground because it's gonna bleed so bad. You have to stay 24 hours with your foot in the air.
I was really in the shit. I went outside, God knows how. Probably some people was helping me, I don't know. They brought me outside to the waiting room, and then from that moment on was my problem, how to get home. So first of all, I took my phone to call my boyfriend, because no matter if we had a fight or not, I had no way to move from the hospital. I grabbed the phone and I noticed there was no connection at all. I mean, not only internet connection that it can happen, but not even to make a phone call. Really, I was like, how is it possible in 2017 that inside a hospital you cannot make a phone call? I mean, that's really unacceptable. So no other way, I had to go outside the hospital with that foot and my daughter in the boogie. So I don't know, I basically was jumping with one leg in the air like this all the way with the boogie, of course, always till the exit of the hospital. Once I was there, still no possibility to make a phone call, so I had to go outside the hospital. I don't know, I had really no other way than walking for a few meters. Really, I had no alternative. Despite what the doctor said, I had to walk. At the entrance of the parking, I saw there was an iron bar there, and it was really, believe me, because I looked anywhere else, this was the only possibility I had to keep my leg horizontal position. I made a phone call to my boyfriend and I dared to look what was happening inside my shoe. My shoe was full of blood, really was full of blood. I put my leg on this bar like this. And I waited there for my boyfriend. Thank God my daughter was kind of asleep on that moment. My poor foot was really kept bleeding for a couple of minutes after I put my legs straight, because yeah, I was not supposed to walk on that foot. There was like a stain of blood really on the ground, and people passing and asking me,
You need help? Do you have to go inside the hospital? I can bring you if you want.
and I was like, fine, no worries, it's not the way it looks, believe me, I'm okay. I'm just waiting here, but somebody is going to pick me up soon, no worries, no worries. I had to repeat this like 2000 times, in Dutch of course. My boyfriend came to pick me up after like 1 hour and a half. Yeah. Men. Number 5. I met an Italian guy from Napoli. I started to hang out with this person, with this guy. Everything seemed to be okay. One night he invited me out. We met in a bar and he was with a pimp. I'm not kidding, he was together with an old guy, but really like 60 years old or something like that. Extremely disgusting person. Anyway, he was interacting a lot with this old guy in French, I don't know why, but I got the general meaning. And this Italian guy that I was supposed to go out with, he came to me asking me if I wanted to join him and other girls, and also if I had some other girlfriends to bring for some nights with people doing stuff. I was like, are you serious? You really mean it? Not interested in the job. Okay guys, these were the 5 weirdest situation I found myself in here in Belgium. Thanks for watching. I see you at the next video. Ciao.